then replace your magazine, and then begin shooting. These magazines, I will also tell you, weigh quite a bit. I mean, they're not like incredibly heavy, but more than a couple will weigh you down quite a bit. The gun itself weighs about, I don't know, maybe 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds from just holding it in my hand. With a fully loaded magazine with full tank of gas, it probably adds another ½ pound. So maybe you're talking about 2 to 2.5 pounds, which is not heavy, but after a while running with it, it does get pretty heavy. I have shot this in my backyard, and I will have a shooting review, and its accuracy is pretty good. I'm not going to do the shooting review today because I live in Tennessee and we are having the weirdest day. It is 7 degrees outside, which never happens, and so I will bring a shooting review. And this review is a little shorter than my last review because I don't have as much to talk about, and this is the only accessory I have. So, everything is functional. These are plastic, but they're very, very realistic. I mean, the blowback is nothing compared to a real one, but it's still really crisp. I mean, it's enough to jolt your hand back a little bit, which is quite a bit considering it's an airsoft gun. But there is no rail under here, so you cannot add any flashlights or anything like that, which is nothing bad or anything unless you like that. But this is a very classic, very robust gun that is very useful and very cool looking and just amazing. Now I will say that when you are taking your gun, or when you're putting your gun back together, the blowback spring and the blowback spring and the guide rod need to be aligned, because if not, when you're putting this back together and you're sliding it back, that will pop out and go somewhere. Not that they're hard to lose because they're quite big, but still just be aware of that. And another quick thing I will say, this paint is not very reflective, but if you have lube or water or grease on your fingers, it will show up on here. So be wary of that. You can wipe it off with your shirt or with like a towel or something of that nature. And another quick thing would be on the barrel. It is silver, like I said. It's not uber reflective, but it's still pretty reflective. But you will notice that there's a black oil type thing, grease or something in here. That might have been the stock lube that they used. But when this is sliding back and forth, it gets right here. There's a little lube there, or whatever that is, grease, something or other. So it gets a little black there. Nothing to worry about, but it just rubs right off. And that's pretty much it, except the sights. They are nothing special. There is no white dot or anything here, so just your regular old iron sights. Just look down it and line them up, and it's still pretty accurate. It's not amazingly accurate. I use 25s, and it's still even with pretty heavy wind though, it still goes pretty much straight. I got at 40 to 50 feet, I got about the size of a basketball, which is pretty good considering such a small barrel, and it's all stock, and it was 40 degrees outside and wasn't total FPS, and I didn't set the hop up or anything. So this thing's maximum range, it goes about as far as my M16 that I reviewed. Not as far, about maybe 25, 35 feet shorter, but I mean, with full hop up engaged and the right BBs, this thing will go really far. It's not accurate, but at that distance, but it still goes really far. And I will mention again, this is a very good gun, very comfortable, very balanced, and I really highly recommend this to anybody, beginner. Well, it's a gas blowback. You really want to understand airsoft a little more before you get into gas blowbacks. Okay, and that is my review for the WE 1911 gas blowback pistol. Once again, it retails for anywhere from $100 to $105. I have even seen it as low as $90. If you buy this off Airsoft GI, you will not have to pay shipping. You can also buy this at my local store. I am almost positive, Nashville Airsoft. They're great customer service, and they're just a good overall company. But everything on here is working, functional. Paint is pretty good. Safeties work. There are no trades, which is nothing too horrible. but it's a little disappointing. I would really wish there was a little more trades. And one quick thing, the trigger right here, it's serrated, or well, it's checkered, so it gives you a grip. And great gun. I recommend this to pretty much everybody except noobs. And it's a good gun. I'd probably give this a 8 out of 10. But I will have a shooting review coming up, and since I've only owned this, I've only shot a few magazines out of it. I will have a follow-up review in a few months after it has been through a few skirmishes and a few battles and a lot more firing. I'll give you any things that go bad. I will update for any malfunctions or things you might need to know. So that is my review, and thank you for watching.